politically, what we alluded to earlier, let's put this up there on the screen, Glenn Greenwald flagging this from a new poll of Republican primary voters. 50% of voters say they are less likely to support a candidate who supports providing military aid to Ukraine. DeSantis has not really said anything about Ukraine. We don't really know where he stands. Some of his votes in the House were pretty much just typical of what a GOP politician would say. But Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo have been actually criticizing Biden for not sending enough weapons to Ukraine or not supporting them enough. And clearly Trump views this as a major attack vector. There was a Politico piece from a couple of days ago where Trump believes that one of the ways that he can divide the Republican primary is he can be the one who is anti-war. And I've always believed, that Trump is incredibly good at pointing and finding a cleavage in American policy where nobody is willing to say it. But now look, we had an argument about this with Kyle and Marshall on the other side. They were saying, oh, well, actually, it's very popular to support Ukraine. I mean, right now we're at 50-50. And in terms of where the conflict is likely to go, oh, we're going to ship another $10 billion. Well, that's going to make headlines. Maybe that'll change things. Depending on how the Ukrainians do, that could change things as well. Who the hell knows what things are going to look like a year and a half from now? So if I was Trump, I'd be a betting man on this position. Absolutely.
Clearly, he's leaning into. I mean, this is one of the first things he hit Nikki Haley on. They're signaling they're going to hit Ron DeSantis over it. As you said, Saagar, I don't think DeSantis has said a lot with regards to Russia. The things he has said have been a quite different tone than what Trump has said. I've got a New York Times piece on DeSantis's foreign policy approach where they've got a few quotes here. They say, where Mr. Trump responded to the war by calling Russian President Vladimir Putin a genius for invading, Mr. DeSantis decried the invasion as a Russian strategic blunder. Trump long admired Putin as powerful and intelligent. DeSantis has dubbed him a, quote, authoritarian gas station attendant. Trump notoriously accepted Putin's denial of Russian meddling in the 2016 election. This is from the New York Times, guys. Mr. DeSantis in 2013 saw, quote, Putin as somebody who's trying to confront the U.S. and last year included Russia on a short list of countries with nefarious intentions to engage in espionage or influence operations in Florida. So he's taken a sort of, verbally, a more traditional Republican approach, more like the way Mitt Romney talked about
Yeah,
Russia.
but none of those are like, we need to support Ukraine.
No,
so,
I don't think, I'm from, what I've seen, he hasn't said a whole lot on it. But clearly Trump thinks that based on his sort of more neocon approach from when he was in the House, that this might be a place where he can push him.
See, this gets back to the discussion we had earlier, which is, I think, the biggest limiting factor for DeSantis on foreign policy is going to be the fact that all the billionaires who are not going to back Trump are going to be the neocons themselves, who there. If you think like MSNBC people are cringe on Ukraine, you should meet some of these folks in terms of their views.